Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to LEGO Wednesday. How's it going? We've got a couple Star Wars LEGO sets to build. The first one is not actually going to be the child here. That is going to be the main build. But before that, we have the Tatooine Homestead. This was a gift with purchase that I didn't actually get myself. You can see 2021. A friend of mine got it, and well, actually, she gave it to me, but now I owe her something, and we are going to be doing that. Baby Yoda, yes. Yes, Baby Yoda. Annoyed by snow. Well, you know, you wouldn't be annoyed by snow if you gave it to me. Just saying. Could just give it to me. I'll take all the snow. All right. Let's go ahead and get the bags out. And we will go ahead and leave the instruction book in there. Because why not? So no numbers on these bags. Sandcrawler not in proper scale. I mean, I don't know about that. Did I just get some bits? Huh. Oh, I think I might have just gotten some donations that I don't actually have that set up as an alert or anything like that. I should probably do that. I need to do that. I keep forgetting because I get those so infrequently. Let me see. While I open these up. Snow cannot be sent. I mean, that's because you're not trying hard enough. Howdy, Sealand. How's it going? I'm just telling you, you just gotta try. Sandcrawler was several stories tall, much bigger than the surface structure of the Lars Homestead. I mean, I think you might be taking it a little bit too seriously here. Incidentally, there is going to be a UCS Death Star coming out later this year for a whole whopping $999.99. Let me see if I can look that up. Hold on. Ultimate Collector Series. It's basically the term they use for all the big, detailed models and stuff like that. Alright, let's see. Start with a single 1x12. And... yes, we did get a donation. I don't think that my thing... I'm not looking at the right thing, so I am not sure who gave that, but I really do appreciate that. I really do need to get some alerts for that set up. Thank you very, very much. I really do appreciate that. You're glad that I summoned you on Kuja? Well, I mean, you got it, right? Oh, thank you, Clouth Warthog. I appreciate that. Step 1, 1x12. Step 2, the rest of it. Yes, that's exactly it. I have actually set up a Throne account. I haven't gotten it fully detailed, like all stuff on there, but I do need to get some things on there. No message on it as your brain does not want to brain today. That is understandable. Brain does not have to brain today. That is why I stream. So that you can just relax and enjoy. I really do appreciate that. How many pickles are on it? All of the pickles, and by that, 0. But, yeah, so I have it set up. I got a few things on. I need to get some more on there. I'd like to get some of the actual hardware that I want on there, but that requires me to actually, like, figure that out. So, yeah. In your opinion, Final Fantasy really has only 2 final bosses, Kefka and the Cloud of Darkness? I mean, I will say, like, Cloud of Darkness is one of my favorites, and not just because of the music. It's pretty great. Howdy, Minor Trader. Final Fantasy does have an issue of, here is your opponent, here is your opponent, here is your opponent. Oh, by the way, now that you're at the very, very, very end of the game, your opponent is someone else. That's kind of a bad issue. Final Fantasy 1 is okay in that regard, because you know who your opponent is, and it's just a twist that, oh, the person that you've been fighting all along is actually someone else that you've met before, kind of thing. Final Fantasy 2 is... I actually forget. The old Emperor, I think? Is that who the boss of Final Fantasy 2 is? Love the new channel? Well, thank you. I really do appreciate that. I do need to make a video, but I'm going to wait until I actually have the Suikoden videos going live, which is going to hopefully be some, like, well, hopefully I can start getting it processed tomorrow. The Emperor, but back from hell, yeah. So at least, like, 2 and 5 are solid in that the enemy is who you think it is kind of the whole way, which is good. 4 is a little, like, 4 is kind of, you know, out of nowhere, suddenly someone else is the enemy, but at least there's an explanation, and it works okay. 9 makes a little bit more sense now that I'm older and understand things better. Not that I've actually gotten to that point in the game, but we're closing in on it. I think I may only have one more recording session. I don't actually know anything. Well, okay, yeah, 7 is always Sephiroth, right? Like, that's... You don't get a surprise different enemy there. I guess it's really 4 and 9 that are the ones that kind of pull a switcheroo on you, isn't it? I mean, I have gotten to it before, I just don't remember who it is offhand, partly because it's literally, like, out of left field. And yeah, like, I think that there is an explanation from what I recall that makes more sense than it did, like, now as an adult than it did when I was a kid, but it did not make much sense as a kid. Well, I wasn't a kid. It was 2000 when that game came out. I wasn't a kid. So a mid-game shift of who the boss is fine. Like, somewhere in the middle where you suddenly realize that, oh, someone else has been manipulating things. I mean, 5 does that to an extent. That's fine. That's actually, like, not that it's something that should always be done, but that's decent, like, it can be decent storytelling. Like, there's definitely good things to be said about switching around who the enemy is, giving you, you know, making you think that you're going to be up against someone, and then, oh, nope, they were being manipulated, or, oh, they actually had reasons for what they were doing, and now, you know. Kuja replacing the queen? Yeah, kinda. The problem is when, like, there's, like... And the reason why, like, a switch mid-game is okay, but very, very late is less okay, is that there should always be, like, story tying it together. And that's what, like, you don't hear anything about Zeromus in Final Fantasy II until basically the end. And that's a problem. Like, that's not great storytelling. It was kept intentionally mixing Kuja and Cecil's dad's name to get Kluja. Not overly fond of this bad guy you've been fighting all game and committed all these atrocities is now a party member. No, that's not great. If they've been actually evil, even if they've been trying to do something, like, even if they've been trying to do it for good purposes, you shouldn't fully redeem them. It's okay to understand what they're doing, but that should definitely be portrayed as, you know, not a, like, they were doing something bad. Like, that is unconditional. Even if they had good intentions, the proper way to handle that is there were other ways to do it. So, like, anyone who joins your party who was once a villain should never have actually committed evil acts, kind of thing, or you know, like, there should be redeeming elements, sort of thing. So 8 is a little bit different in that she was being controlled. She was possessed. What's wrong with committing a war crime or 5? Well, there's certain people out there who don't see anything wrong with it these days. You know, punch emote for bombing an entire apartment building to get one person. You know, it's kind of war crimey. Kind of war crimey. Sounds like you're talking about Suikoden 2? Nope. I mean, the redemption of Joey is not good. Like, there's a reason why I do not like Joey. I'm talking, like, it was about Final Fantasy, but it's kind of a general thing. Do we just keep Joey dead when he's forced in the party? Just see old XCOM UFO Defense playthrough for examples. Look, if those civilians didn't want to be blown up by my rockets, they should have thought about where they were. You know? I mean, obviously we'll get to Joey when we get to that game. Aliens aren't signatories to the Hague or Geneva Conventions. No. That is true. I think Suikoden is, by no means the worst offender on any of that. You mean those civilians who managed to somehow survive the first round while you were filling the map with smoke? Yes. They should have seen what was coming and ducked and covered. If your cat hadn't loved my LPs of it so much, you wouldn't have revisited them. Aww. Good kitty. When a firefight starts, seek cover. Wandering between combatants is insane. Yeah, you know? I actually did, like, try to make a point of trying to avoid casualties too much. I still do wish that there had been a fantasy version of XCOM made. I think that would have been fun. That's true, they do. They do. It's one reason why I try not to let too many civilians die. Oh, hey, I believe this is Aunt Beru. Not even a black skeleton. Don't worry, that'll come. I just had an idea. Final Fantasy XCOM style. Something like that, yeah, actually. I was thinking more of Gold Box games, XCOM style, but yeah. There are chrysalids on the map. Nuking it from orbit is the only way to be sure. Was it using breakfast soup as a throne thing in XCOM? Huh? Oh, but yeah, so, that is coming along for those who have missed the comments on the Discord. I am down to, I think, 6 or 8, yeah, 6 videos that, I think it is, might be 8, that are still processing that I may need to go through. It's been a very annoying process because the YouTube algorithm will, or like whatever the their system is for trying to remove just the song, which probably uses AI, will only work if there are 4 matches or fewer. So anything that has 5 or more matches, I basically have to mute sections. So I'm trying to find the shortest of those sections, the least impactful, and mute those. And I'm down to really just a few remaining ones. Like, I mute them, and then I have to wait for it to process that, and then look. Sometimes it finds more, which is really annoying. But the issue is that it's the Geoscape music that it just does not like. That's what is on what is getting flagged. Alright, there we go. Let's get the speeder, land speeder here. So it's coming along, should be good tomorrow, or by tomorrow. Once that's all done, then I'm going to be removing all of the XCOM Files VODs from Twitch. And then I will be able to process the Suikoden VODs from Monday. Get those up on the new All Dragon VODs YouTube channel. That's too bad, Bahamut. Okay, there we go. Alright, so put that there. Push that in there. And that is going to go right on here. But in the process of doing that, I did dig through old VODs that were on YouTube, and I did find some things that never got uploaded to, old VODs on Twitch. I did find some things that never got uploaded to YouTube, and I found the local recordings of some of those and exported the rest. So there's going to be a fair bit of forgotten content making it over to YouTube, including for you, Bahamut, some CK2 stuff. Thea 2 should be on YouTube. That better be. I'm pretty sure I put that up on YouTube. You're gonna make me check that here. Where is it? Where is it? Yep. Yep, Thea 2 is on YouTube. That's been up there. The things that didn't make it up to YouTube were generally not full things. Like, there was some Trivia Murder Party that I did on a Christmas a number of years back. Oops, that goes. There was some Jackbox that I did on a day when I tried to play something on a PS2 emulator, and that didn't work. And some other things like that. I have a very, very old single stream of King of Dragon Pass that never made it over. And when I say very old, I think it's from 2013. So that never made it up. Actually, I think there's a Stardew Valley stream that never made it up to YouTube as well. I'll have to look for that one. I'm pretty sure I have a local copy of that one. But yeah, so I'm going to be putting that stuff up, a lot of it after, Yakuza gets finished. Which has a few weeks to go. But once I'm back on track with the Suikoden stuff, then we'll be trying to fit into the original schedule kind of thing. But yeah, so I've got some stuff. There's also the old Baldur's Gate. I dug up the original local recordings for that Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition that I did. So lots and lots of new old stuff coming your way. Coming to a YouTube view near you. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed to that channel, go ahead and get that in there again. There you go. There is the link. I will be making a video on YouTube to kind of like announce it. I did a post already, but I'll do an actual video. Try to catch some other people who may have not seen that. Announcing it. That is the Stream VODs channel. I need to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours watched to monetize it. The hours watched are fairly easy. I'm not too worried about that, but the subscriptions part may be a little bit harder to do. There we go. Get those on there. So, a couple reasons. Number one, I wanted to put up the old stuff, but not have it just, like, that old stuff is not going to be watched very much. And YouTube looks at aggregate views on your channel to determine whether to, like, promote your channel, and VODs always get less views. So, like, some of the VODs that I've been putting up on my main channel have been getting, like, 30, 40 views, if that. Whereas the regular LP content can get up to 200 within an, an early time period. Yeah, so I'm, like, given this change on Twitch that I can't keep stuff there, yeah, I've decided to shift the VODs over to another channel to try to boost up the overall performance of the main channel. I'm still going to create I'm still going to have the playlists on the main channel that has all that. But I do need the subscribers. Yeah, Twitch VODs can tend to get less views than other videos, so they can negatively impact the channel visibility. Yeah. It sucks, but that's how it is. A VOD containment zone. So really, I mean, it was kind of like about time. probably should have done it earlier. Go, and we get these decorated 2x2 tiles, which are the places of immense death in Super Star Wars. The places that I almost never got beyond in Super Star Wars. Yeah, Kokoskia did something, did the same thing not too long ago, indeed. And there's a lot of other people who have, too. It sucks is pretty much the most accurate description of the YouTube algorithm. Right. So, and, like, that's the thing. If so many people have to do that, that's a pretty solid indicator that the system ain't working as it should. Kind of surprised that I decided to LEGO stream tonight. So, a lot of it, Lel Bunny, is hurry up and wait. Because everything is waiting for them to process. Right now... Yeah, all the remaining videos are still processing. There we go. We got black roller skates for the treads. And grill slopes on the back. The Sandcrawler does have little roller skates, yes. There we go. Okay, so we get a pair of gold 1x2 cylinder plates. That is C-3PO. We get a brown one. That is a Jawa. We get another brown one. That is a Jawa. We get a tan and white. And that is probably, I think that's going to be Uncle Owen. Silver for R2, and brown and beige for, I assume, Luke. Could put this as a lot for rent in the Tudor space. Alright, and then we have Star Wars 2021 sign right there. Alright, lots of spare parts for this one, though. 1x1 plates in beige and dark red. Beige 1x1 tile. 1x1 tile slopes in beige and tan. 1x1 cylinder plates in beige, tan, light azure, silver, white, brown, dark orange, and gold. Dark red 1x1 tile with round ends, black roller skate, gray on gray lever, and a white on white lipstick. So lots and lots of pieces there. C-3PO talked to Luke as R2 and Owen move towards the homestead. Okay, I guess that could be, Luke. I don't know. It's cute. I do think it's cute. I like the way that they, basically, like, this is the orientation of the bricks. I like how they did that. I hadn't looked very closely at it, so I wasn't actually expecting that. So a pretty nice, good way of doing these little mountains back here. there we go. All right. And now for the child. There we go. And the child. All failing pop culture trivia. So, do you want to know when the last time I watched Star Wars was? Like the original Star Wars, Episode 4? Take a guess. You have the Endor one of those from the 20-year Lego Star Wars? I know you were. I'm just telling you. I'm saying. 50 years ago? No, not quite. I'm not even 50 years... The movie isn't even 50 years old. What was it, 77? A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away? Arguably, yes. Arguably, yes. Six. There's 5. And there's 8. So, I last watched Star Wars, the original Episode 4, back when they re-released it to theaters to coincide with the release of Episode 1. Because I did go to the theater to watch that. It was a lovely, lovely time because there was no one else there because I went during the week in the middle of the day, roughly. Yeah. So I was not alive in 1977. All right, another brick separator. That's entirely possible, not a rogue guy. I mean, I enjoy Star Wars. Star Wars was never my big fandom. Star Trek is more my speed. Alright, bag number 1 is basically going to be the core of the body. Alright. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. Like, on the, while I don't have any desire to have a fight over it, and I enjoy them both, on the Star Wars or Star Trek thing, I'm solidly on the Star Trek side. Here's our little baby Yoda. I know his name is Grogu, but his name wasn't known at this time. Looked up some info on the UCS Death Star. Avengers Tower isn't going to be the record holder for the most minifigs anymore. Yeah, 40 minifigs. 40 minifigs. I don't know that we know what minifigs are going to be in it yet, but that's pretty crazy. One day you need to go back and watch a bunch of 70s and 80s mecha anime. Yes, you should. Definitely should. There we go. Pair of 15 beams. You had all the Star Wars movies on VHS recorded from the Saturday afternoon movies. I don't know when I first watched them. I don't know if it was on TV. I feel like it did show, like, in the early to mid 90s. I feel like it showed on cable a few times. Expecting a nasty storm rolling in. Well, I hope everything is okay for you, Lord Canis, and I hope you don't lose power or anything. Does this Baby Yoda articulate? A little bit. I have heard good things about The Mandalorian, and I do kind of want to watch it, but I'm also lazy and don't want too many services. I have 3 right now, and I need to get rid of a few. And then maybe I'll get Disney Plus or something. Late 80s, they had some cut for TV showings on ABC. Yeah, I don't know if I saw them then. I may have. It's probably more likely that we rented them from a local movie video store. I don't know why I was about to say movie theater, because that's wrong. Like, I don't really remember when I first watched them. But I was, of course, I was like... to a certain extent, it's like one of those things that was just always in the consciousness, to a certain extent. I know I saw at least one of the Ewok movies, probably both of them, before I saw the Star Wars movies. Howdy, Gilded Tongue, how's it going? I haven't seen them since, but I enjoyed them when I was a very small child, and I kind of want to see them again. Alright, let's see. That is up there. The Ewok movies, yes. Pretty sure I remember the first one better than the second one, but I've seen some stuff that I thought was from the first one that is from the second one that I remember, so... Oh, you've seen them. I mean... Little kids like crap, let's face it. When you're little, you are oftentimes entertained by stuff that is objectively crap. The only way you can recommend the holiday special is the Riff Tracks version. You're living in West Germany for the 80s, early 90s, so you missed most of the pop culture cartoons, but your dad did record some cartoons when he came over to the States for work. Crap, crap, crap. I love crap. Children being entertained by crap is definitely true. It gestures vaguely at most of kids' YouTube, yeah. Luckily, I haven't watched any of that. And I am by no means saying that all kids' stuff is crap. There is definitely good quality stuff out there for kids. It's just that oftentimes kids have no real sense of discernment. So it is kind of up to the parents to make sure that their children are not ingesting the crap, if they care. It doesn't justify making crap for kids, no. They're, like, I do think that we should probably get back to the pre... As much as I enjoyed a lot of the crap that I enjoyed as a child, I think we should get back to some of the pre-80s requirements for kids. Did start reading the G.I. Joe comics for the most part. They were very different from the cartoon. Oh, yeah. Well, partly because they're aimed at a bit of an older audience. Nah, lots of parents care. But also, lots of parents want to care who are also just very busy. Like, there's an element of making parenthood easier. A lot of 80s shows did try to teach positive lessons and model good behavior. Well, yes and no. Some of it was kind of like a nod to it, as opposed to an actual attempt to do so. More of a, we gotta put this in. I know, Gilda Tongue. It's shocking, isn't it? As a parent, it is especially difficult to monitor everything your kids watch, more so when they're playing with friends and other family doesn't care. Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely a strong element of, you know, needing to tell other family members, especially other family members with kids, what is and isn't acceptable for your children. As I discovered when I was like 9 and at a friend's house and the kids started watching Jaws, and somehow my mother found out and came and got me. I kind of want to say that it was Jaws 3D, though, that they started watching. I don't think it was the actual original Jaws. Let's see. 2 yellow. 1x6s. And have all of April recorded this week? That's pretty good. I haven't been that far ahead on anything in forever. I think the last time I was that far ahead may have been Dragon Quest XI. I literally stopped playing that for a month and let the videos catch up when I was doing that game. You have all the rest of the year recorded? That's impressive, Nadaroge. That's impressive. I should probably let Ripley's Believe It or Not know. Okay, just 2 here. There we go. Okay, and 4x4 plates on the bottom. Ripley just made crap up. I know. I'm well aware. All right. Now we take okay. So this ball joint, I'm surprised that they're not putting anything in to lock this in place, but they're not. Furthest you've done was 3 months for Arcanum? Wow. Yeah, I mean, like, I've gotten a few weeks ahead on some of the things that I'm working on now, but not quite that much. Partly because I've just like, busying myself with some other things, and mental health doesn't oftentimes allow me to put that much time into things. When your mental health ain't good, everything is exhausting. Okay, 1x4s here. It might be that they're setting this up to go back and forth there. I don't know. Also, do daily you alternate? Yeah, it takes fewer episodes to get far ahead. That's true. Okay, 4x4 right there with a cutout. 2x6, 1x8, and 2x6. Came out of a slump to make a nice animation for your wife's stream. Oh, that's nice. That's good. I expect I'll be in a slump for a while. There we go. When it was limited to 10 minutes, it was so much easier to get episodes out. That's true. That is true. But you also couldn't schedule them. Be the anti-slump. That is very healthy, Lord Canis. Three years and 10 months. Yeah, well, hopefully not quite that long, but something like that. Yeah. Let's see, 1x4 right there. It's also one reason why I wanted to do Suikoden on stream, because I wanted something that wasn't going to super duper annoy me. If you have power this weekend, Chronicles of Mystara. Do need to get with you, Gilded Tongue, about that one of these days. Hopefully whatever, because I'm real close to the end of Final Fantasy IX, and whatever replaces that, hopefully I can get ahead on and free up some weekends. Go, a couple more 1x1s. There we go, and there we go. And then 1x4 curved slopes. Well, I luckily do not have seasonal affected disorder. It's not the seasons that really do it for me. It's usually entirely related to events. I did I was actually part of a NIH study when I was a kid about that. Okay. So, spare parts. Tan 1x1 plate, 1x1 tile. black friction pin, and blue frictionless half pin. There we go. Couple large plates there. Let's move those out of the way. Another one. There we go. And there we go. We are closing in on the 14-year anniversary of my channel, though. I first started Let's Playing in April. I think it was, it might have been April, it was April 15th or 14th of 2011. So 14 years of doing this. "14 years. There we go. Alright, pair of side stud pieces there. Black 1x1 plate. Perfect for if you want the burnt skeletons of Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen. Oops. Get that on here. Apparently so. I don't have anything planned for it, though. I just like to bring it up during my monthly updates. Okay, 2x2 corner brick and a 1x2 slope. Buy a cake and a Virginia ham. Okay, another corner brick. Corner plate, and 2 1x1s. Will my Maryland neighbors exile you for buying Virginian? No. No, luckily not. No, our issues with Virginia are different. Specifically roads. Virginia does not know how to design roads. Keep thinking you've only started when you remember you started like 7 years ago. I kind of get that way at times when I'm like, it wasn't that long ago that I did such and such games. Oh my god, it was 5 years ago. By 6 there, and where is that 1x1 going? Okay, it is going right there. Time is an illusion. Definitely can feel illusionary, that is for sure. 1x3 right in there. Two by four, 2x4. Another 1x4. pair of 1x1s. One by 2 and a 1x1 right there. I should probably do something for my 15-year anniversary, though. I should think about that. My problem is that I never really think about, like, what would be a fun little anniversary thing, or things that I think would be fun little anniversaries aren't always things that people care about. Ordered the Cyberpunk apartment Fogo set. Non-Lego, terrible, terrible. ITs. The one thing that I don't like is the stuff that is straight up copied. Like there's some of the Star Wars sets are like straight up copied by other companies. That I don't like. If other companies are actually making their own thing, I mean, I'm not going to buy it, but I applaud them actually making their own thing. I did get a while back a solicitation to do a non-Lego Astro Boy figure. I turned it down, but I was surprised by that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot out there that are just straight up, like, see, like, I would say there's a difference between, like, knockoff Lego or off-brand Lego and actual counterfeit Lego. Like, if it's just straight up a set that Lego makes, that's counterfeit. Whereas something else is just knockoff. Big difference. Oops, that goes there. And there. And Mega Bloks is just a sin. I mean, I've known people who got Mega Bloks and stuff like that, and you know, people enjoy that. It's fine. They're at least doing their own thing. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what LEGO does with Pokemon. I mean, I'm not a Pokemon person, but there's some real potential for interesting stuff there. Like, there's got to be some play sets, and I don't know if anyone has ever done actual Pokemon play sets. You imagine a number of statues like this? I could see that, but I also can imagine play sets, you know? I don't know what those would look like. That's where that, you know, that's what I'm curious about. They could even do something like the digital figure for Mario. I'm curious about that. But I don't know. I think you've been seeing posts on Reddit for the Magic the Gathering communities where people are buying boosters and then finding that the boosters might have been, or actually have been tampered with. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. I imagine that can be, like, with the rarity of some cards, I imagine there could be some real money made that way. Illegally, of course. Hopefully that doesn't hit you. There, 2x4, another corner. It's people looking for the mythic cards? Yeah, I figured. That's pretty awful. And not to blame the company at all, because it's not what I'm doing, but there oftentimes is that is oftentimes a sign that the stuff is too rare. If people are committing crimes to get certain things, you definitely need to give some thought about changing how you're going about it. Like, there was a big problem with Lego minifigs where stuff, you know, minifigs would just get torn open. Like, you'd go into a store, like Target especially, and find just opened minifigs, people checking them. And I think that's one reason why Lego put the codes on the bottom now. Back in the day, you were able to design your own card, paste it onto a backing, and reseal the pack as a joke birthday present. Yeah, I mean, as a joke birthday present, that is perfectly fine. You're not trying to cheat anyone or anything like that. Howdy, Cody. How's it going? And that's a pretty great joke birthday present too. I don't think that is the case, not a rogue AI, honestly. I think it's just that when you're a kid, you don't notice those kinds of things as much. I mean, there was a big thing about retail theft for a while. And it was all bunk. Like, the whole reason so many things are now in plastic cages, it's all bunk. And it just actually hurts the stores. The hardest part was peeling the original card in half. do wish there was an easier way to get bulk minifigs. So it's not exactly inexpensive, but there are a lot of minifigs on Lego Pick-a-Brick, and I believe they may not have rolled it out here in the U.S., but I think they're working on a minifig design portion where you can basically do like Lego Pick-a-Brick in the Lego stores, but on online. Hold on a second. Sorry, something stuck in my throat. Yeah, highlighting the pieces like this is really good, really important. I'm glad that they do it. But yeah, Lego Pick-a-Brick Online, and I'm not sure if it's in the U.S. I know that they're doing a test in the U.K., where it allows you to design a minifig, and if you want to actually do army building, then you can like design the minifig and then buy like 10 copies of it. Tariffs aren't on the EU yet. So tariffs haven't hit Lego yet. Alright, so here are the spare parts: a black 1x1 cylinder plate and a tan 1x1 tile slope. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to when that happens, because it's gonna be bad, and it's so stupid. Yeah, Gilded Tongue, right now there are castle pieces on online Pick-a-Brick. Various shields, torso elements, the legs, helmets, that kind of thing. They're not cheap. It might be worth comparing prices to Bricklink. So there's a very slight height difference here using the Technic bricks with the half pins. Not sure if this is the front or the back. I think it's the front. Yeah, alright. So bag number 3. You think Baby Yoda should be with Princess Linda? Sure. There we go. Yeah, there's a chain Bricks and Minifigs store. The problem is that most of that stuff's going to be used, so like not to I don't the prices are going to be kind of relative to like what the market will bear, kind of thing, I think. But they also do bulk stuff and things like that. I haven't actually been to one. I know there's at least one in my area. They actually just posted to my Lego group's list, indicating that someone had sold them a Maersk train, used Maersk train in really good condition. So I don't anticipate that being there for long. Monday you might go to a different hobby shop because you need to donate a bunch of cards, and the hobby shop you usually go to doesn't deal specifically with Magic the Gathering, so it's harder for them to deal with bulk cards. Howdy, Shield of Hope, how's it going? I need to sell my cards. That's what I need to do. Need to get them out and sell them. Did they make a Maersk container ship? Yes, they have made multiple ones. The store's down in Virginia, so it's very unlikely that I'll get down there. I haven't even been down to Potomac Mills in forever. Now that there are LEGO stores closer to me. But there are new things on the Pick-a-Brick walls. Some really good stuff, apparently. A lot of masonry bricks. Or, aka, brick bricks. Found a random social media group that does alt builds. Nice. Yeah, I'm kind of sad that LEGO doesn't include pictures of alternate builds on a lot of things these days. I get not doing it on Star Wars. I think Star Wars was one of the... I think they complained about it initially. But still... On their own stuff, they should definitely do that. I suppose it might be more of a case of... At this point, like, the time involved in creating an alternate build might be a little bit too much kind of thing. But I do wish they were still doing, like, those and idea books and things like that. Your favorite is one person trying to make the Millennium Falcon out of house vehicle boxes. You know, speaking of, that is something that we never... That the Star Wars Fabuland person never did, is a Millennium Falcon, I don't think. Did they ever make manuals for alternates? No. No, not the stuff that was on the back of boxes. There were, of course, like, some of the idea books very, very clearly were alternate models, like, or parts from two sets kind of thing. It was not uncommon for me to look at some of those and be like, that's just the parts from set X and Y. Not that that's a bad thing. And of course, things like the various basic line, early basic line, and kind of matching the creator line. You always had multiple models for those. Same thing with a lot of the Technic sets at the time. But that's a little bit of a different situation. The 5 to 15-year-old in you is peeved at this golden age of LEGO, and you're jealous of the younger version of you having access to cool castle and pirate and space sets? Yeah, I mean... Like... There's an element of... Like, I agree to a certain extent, but also, as an adult, I think that most adults, depending on the limitations of their collection, can build more interesting castles than LEGO would produce, in general. There's a little bit of a difference between, like, you know, I mean, the Lion Knight's castle is pretty impressive and fantastic. You know, by no means deriding that. But, I mean, with a few copies of that, you could definitely make something much more impressive. Would they make a Hagia Sophia church set, you wonder? Well, it wouldn't be the church, because Turkey has made it back into a mosque. the... I don't think that they would make the church version. They might make the mosque version. They did release a you know, Notre Dame, so they will do you know, they will do religious buildings that are historical. I don't know if Hagia Sophia would be considered an active worship site right now, and that might preclude them from doing it, because I think, like, I don't know if Notre Dame is considered an active worship site, and that might be a barrier, but I don't know. But we are, like, we haven't seen pictures of it, but we are getting Neuschwanstein, so, like, I think that there is a chance for some more... I mean, it's not medieval. I mean, it's, what, 18th century, something like that. So I think there is a chance for more castles and stuff like that. All right, Seelan, have a good rest of your night. Thank you very much for coming on out. And good luck with your workload. I mean, I would love actual Architect Series castles of, like, Conwy Castle, Tower of London. I don't think they've done the Tower of London. Rochester Castle. I want the Treasury of Petra. I really do. Caernarvon, stuff like that. That would be there's a lot of great castles that they definitely could do. There's an element of like, you know, not wanting it to be too Eurocentric and stuff like that, I'm sure. And not all, like, historical buildings, some, you know, or like old historical buildings kind of thing. Like, I don't think they want to be seen as playing favorites kind of thing, if that makes sense. So I'm sure that there's an element of being careful about that. Chichen Itza. Howdy, Tiberiosity. How's it going? And I don't know if they would do, like, structures that they would need to imagine what it would look like. Because there are things that, you know, that we don't really know what they looked like exactly. We have some ideas, we have educated guesses, but we don't know. And I don't know if LEGO is going to want to, like, dip their toe into that kind of thing. Going good. Drowning your brain in epic tracks from Epidemic Sound and prep for a Star Wars TTRPG hosting this weekend. Nice. I hope that goes well. Would they do geographical features? Well, that wouldn't be the architectural line. Like, because the architectural line is pretty specifically architecture. I think I missed an ad passing, by the way, a while ago, like a half an hour ago. I'm not as, I don't have that right in my sight line. I might need to change that. They do some of those things with, like, their, there's a line of postcards, and they do have some of those in small form on there. But I think they would want something more interesting, like a natural arch. I could see them doing. I don't know about just a mountain, you know? Unless there were a famous piece of art or something like that. They are, but how interesting would that be to build out of Lego? That's part of the problem. Did they do the Redeemer? No, and I don't think they would. I think that might be... the Cristo Redentor, I think, it would be too blatantly religious. Like, obviously, there is something religious about, you know, for example, Notre Dame, but no, I haven't gotten the Great Wave. I do want that, though. I want them to do the Scream as well. That would be awesome. But yeah, so I think Cristo Redentor would be too religious. There's nothing really architecturally... I mean, it's an impressive art, you know, it's an impressive work, but it's not a building. It doesn't have, like, architectural features. A Scream set with Ghostface? No. Edvard Munch's The Scream. How about the Washington Monument? Again, I don't know that there's much architecturally interesting enough about that. So it wouldn't, like, and if they did it, they would have to do it so that it's not just a white obelisk. They would want the they do something with regards to the marble quarry change. So there's a very clear line partway up because they had to change quarries. One of them ran out, and so there's slight color difference between the two of them. I don't know what color they would do for that. Like, this is too stark, and these would kind of be the closest. Maybe some of the grounds, like with the Colosseum, they could, but again, it's a little bit of... I don't think the build would be interesting enough. Like, one of the reasons that they got away with the Great Pyramid, making that interesting, was by having the sheathing come off, and you can see it under construction. They had all the little, you know, the worker village and the little temple and stuff like that. So they had a lot of extra interesting elements there, and you just don't get that with the Washington Monument. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the Washington Monument living here. But I think if they were going to do something DC-related, you're probably looking at the Lincoln or Jefferson Memorial instead. Something else that they haven't done. All right, spare parts. Tan 1x1 plate and 1x1 tile. One last thing on Magic the Gathering from you. They should have made Cowboy Johnny Goldmane as a card for the Thunder Junction set. Alright, so this goes on the back. There we go. There we go. Alright, bag number 4. I'd love to see, like, some of the more of the museums get done. I think that the Smithsonian museums, starting with the Castle Building, National Air and Space Museum, especially if you get some of the stuff inside as well, like small little models of those. Natural History Museum, American History Museum, some of those. Be very, very cool. But again, like, they gotta vary it up and do things from different places and cultures and stuff like that, so that there's not favoritism. Like, I'm pretty sure you could choose any major city, and there's at least a half dozen buildings that you could be like, yeah, that would be something they could do. They have not done the Kremlin. I would love some wood stave, like a wood stave Norwegian church. That would be awesome. It's a similar construction to the Kremlin. Angkor Wat. But I mean, they only do like 2 architecture sets a year, so if even that. Yeah, I think they do a small one and then a big one. So, like, there's a lot that they could do. A lot. This year we had, what was it, Trevi Square came out already. And later this year, Neuschwanstein Castle. St. Basil's, yeah. But, like, they're not going to want to have too many, like, have them be, do 2 things from, like, the same place in the same year, I don't think. Stuff like that. I don't even know what the Hague looks like, so I couldn't comment on whether that would be an interesting design or not. They did do the UN building a while back. Be cool if they did some that were historical recreations of architecture from history. So that's kind of what I was getting at about, like, dipping into the guesstimates of what things looked like. I don't know if they want to do that. I'm trying to think if there is anything like that. And I can't think of any offhand. Like, that can be fraught on its own. But yeah, I mean, like, I would love to get the Parthenon as it would have looked. Well, yeah, I mean, there's a building there. When people talk about The Hague as a center for international justice, for example. Maybe there isn't one, though. Maybe I've just assumed that there is. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the city itself. You know, I'm sure there's different people with different interests in architecture. Like, there's probably people who, you know, really want them to do more, you know, like a redo of Falling Water, for example. More, shoot, what's his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. You know who I'm talking about, though. The original Temple on the Mount? Yeah, I don't know that we have a good idea of what that would look like. Frank Lloyd Wright, thank you. That is who I was thinking of. Yeah, like, they haven't done a Frank Lloyd Wright building in a while. It might be that they've done them all. It might also be that they need to license those. I'm not sure. But they did a bunch of them early on. I would love to see more, but they, you know, like, it wouldn't surprise me if there were some people who were like, I don't really care about the Frank Lloyd Wright buildings. Put a picture of the Peace Palace from The Hague in, okay, on the Discord. Be neat if they did that one in LA that movies love. Like the Capitol Records building? The round one? You want the donut shop? I mean, there are a lot of, like, again, that kind of gets to, there's a lot of buildings in basically every city that you could do. Oh, Ennis House. Oh, the one in, the Frank Lloyd Wright building. Right. Oh, God, is that the one that got torn down? Or was it a non-Frank Lloyd Wright building? There was an architecturally interesting building from around that era that a wealthy celebrity couple, I think couple, bought and then tore down to make something else. What kind of donuts are the best donuts? Glazed. Simple. Simple, deliciously glazed. Yeah, I mean, I'll eat I'll eat filling donuts, but they're not my favorite. I am in a lot of ways a simple man with simple tastes. Okay, I have an extra 1x2 and I don't know where it went, where it's supposed to go. Crap. So I got the one under there. No 1x2s there. No 1x2s there. I got that one. I got that one. Got that one. I mean, obviously it's not super duper necessary. That's that one right there. And that one. Ah. Right there. Alright. At least that was easy. Alright, spare parts. Tan 1x1 plate. Do I call them Carolingians or Carlomans? Carolingians is kind of the modern historical word for it. In English, I should say. Okay, so there we go. Man, they've really hollowed out baby Yoda. Okay, bag number 5. Looks like some sort of limestone tower, yeah. Well, at least it's not people, Gilded Tongue. They at least could have put a black 4x4 block for his heart. There we go. Made the mistake of putting furikake in ramen. The heated seaweed smell taste was overpowering. I went to a Japanese restaurant in D.C. Many years ago, and I got some katsudon, and they put little, shredded seaweed on top, and oh man. So nasty. So nasty. It was definitely one of the most disappointing things in my culinary life. Like, I was able to pick most of it out, but not quite, and the rest was so good. So good. Oh, I don't think I like any of it. I don't think it was heated, but to me, it was just revolting. And, like, the rest of it really was delicious, absolutely delicious, but the extra effort I had to go through to do that, and the little bits that I still ended up eating, ugh. It's terrible. But it was also a funny situation because, kind of getting to the thing of living in a large, important city of sometimes you just see people. Andrew Sullivan came in and with some other people and had a meal there while I was there. And one by one right there. Like, I have not had a whole lot of sushi in my life, but what little I have had, I have not liked. I am not a sushi person. I will leave the sushi for other people. If it comes from the sea, chances are I will not like it. 1x2 brick there. 1x1 plate right here. Damn sea pickles. The seaweed be like that, yeah. I think your closest accidental brush with fame was sitting behind Alice Cooper watching Finding Neverland. Well, Ben Stein was the speaker at my high school. I was disappointed it wasn't someone less... I mean, this was when he was actually kind of relevant, but we could have had Connie Chung, we could have had Goldie Hawn. Not that many of them would probably do it, but my high school had some famous people over the years. And not that I remember him. I need to pull out one of my yearbooks and go back and look. But constitutional lawyer and scholar Steve Vladeck was in my graduating class, so that's a fun one. Explain why theater popcorn is the best popcorn. I think because of the cocaine they put in the fake butter. Makes sense, you think? I mean, that's basically what it is. It's the butter flavoring. Now you want theater popcorn? Man, I haven't been to a movie theater in forever, too. I haven't really had much of an urge to go see any movies. Not many movies have, like, really jumped out at me as, oh, I really do want to go to a theater and see that. If you could fall into the sky, do I think time would pass you by? Maybe. That is definitely a song lyric, but it's not a song that I can think of offhand. So, whether it's a song that I'm familiar with, I mean, or it's just obviously a song lyric, I do not know right now. Theater here lets you just walk in and get popcorn? Cool. I should pay more attention to what's going to be playing at the AFI Theater, though, actually. They do get good stuff. "1,000 Miles," Vanessa Carlton. I don't think I've heard that in 20 years, at least. That's a 90s song, right? Or is that an early 2000s? Only movie that really got you wanting to go to the movie theater recently, Nosferatu? I've heard good things about that. I've heard good things about that one. There we go. This is the cup of a carpenter. Alright, there we go. 2002. Yeah, so over 20 years. Bag number 6. So, like, I've probably heard it 20 years ago. Like, I mean, hard to say when I last heard it, but I'm pretty sure it was at a point when it was still playing, like, on the radio. Or you could go another way. This is the cup of a carpenter, but it's a jock strap. Exactly. I'm not drinking from that. Alright. 1x4. Technic brick, and that's a corner plate. Stares at all. I know, wasn't that good? That was a good one. That was a good one. You don't think they had that kind of cup back in the biblical times? That's just how impressive Jesus is. Or even in the 30s. Now that I don't know about. Now, Bahamut. Yeah, they definitely had other things that qualified. You know, like a codpiece. They definitely had codpieces. And if that isn't a cup, what is, really? Not appreciated. So worth it. So worth it. Okay, so that section is done, whatever that is. This is definitely going on here. Either upside down or... Nope, can't be upside down, alright. So worth it. So worth it. So how's everyone doing today, now that I have that image in your head? Where is the other 1x2 slope? So far the weather hasn't gotten bad, so that's good. That is good. Hugging Moxie. Aww. Give Moxie a huggy for the rest of us, since we can't be there to do it in person. Glad to hear the weather is holding off, Lord Canis. You're doing fine because you missed the joke? Aww. But, oh, it was so good. Well, you'll just have to rewatch the VOD. And 2x2 tile is right there. There we go. Okay. And there we go. All right. Two by four tile, 1x2 plate. Don't off-center it. I do really want to see pictures of the Neuschwanstein Castle. I'm really excited for that one. Because they haven't really done any castles for the architectural line. Okay, so that goes on right there. There we go. And then for the other side... Go. And 2x2 curved slope. There we go. That is going to go right there. Don't feel like typing the German name, so you keep calling it New Swanstone. It's not that hard. You can do it. Oh, that is... Ah. Okay, no wonder I was having trouble finding a 2x2 corner plate, because we have a 1x2 plate with top clip. There we go. Didn't say it was hard, you said you were lazy. I mean, that's kinda... what it means to be lazy, that you don't do something that's too hard for you to do, even if it is easy. All right. Let's see. We want inverted curved slopes. First of all, 1x1 pyramid peak slope. You do things because they're hard. Is that why you like to drive the car? Okay, now a beige 1x1 tile slope. New high score in Berserk, your night is complete. Well, congratulations. I don't know what that is. There we go. Okay, and then a 1x2 curved slope. Right there. Hiding the edge of the thumb. Okay. And get that in there. And here we go. There we go. There's a little tiny arm in there. That is a very small arm. It's a newer re-release adaptation of the Atari 7800. Oh. That would be why I don't know it. I never had an Atari. I had a TI-99 4A. Okay, 1x1 inverted slopes. 1x2 inverted slopes, I should say. No PC-98? No, I most definitely did not have a PC-98. Those are also older. Those are also newer than a TI-99 4A. So then, after the TI-99 4A, we had an Apple IIc. Then, somewhere along the lines, I got a Nintendo. My dad got a 386SX with a turbo button, which allowed it to go from 8 megahertz to 16 megahertz. My mother got a Macintosh with Mac OS, probably 6 at the time. I'm sure we upgraded to 7 at some point. We got a couple of Macintoshes. Then my father upgraded to a 486DX, and I got his old 386SX. I still have the hard drive around here somewhere, just in case I can ever access it. Which I doubt. I doubt I will be able to, but you never know. Then, of course, a Super Nintendo in there somewhere. Found a YouTube channel that does a series called PC98 Paradise about old PC98 games. I've definitely seen that one. New bit goal, get all to play the ColecoVision D&D game. I don't know if I could stomach that. I don't know that I could stomach that. I have an affinity for some old games, but not all of them. There are definitely some games that I think are too old for me. Oh, I'm sure there's ROMs. How about the Dragonlance NES game? I would probably play the PC version if I was going to, the DOS version if I was going to play that, but it is also a bad game. It is a cruel game. It hates you. It hates you with a passion. I do own the PC, the DOS version of it. And its sequel, Dragons of Flame... was it Dragons of Flame? Something like that. I don't remember. It's been a while. I don't have some of the other Dragonlance SSI games. Was it the TI-99 that had that famous dungeon-crawling role-playing game that was like D&D and had tactical combat? I don't think so. If it did, I did not own it. Better, I have Gold Box Dragonlance. Yes, I do. That is true. I would much rather play those. You listen to me playing Zork 1 to 3. I never actually got into any of the text adventures, but I have thought about playing some of those. I just don't have any real experience with them. Closest I got to those was playing some MUDs. What was it? Legend of the Green Dragon, something like that? Or Legend of the Red Dragon, or Inn of the Red... I don't know. It was one of those. It was a MUD. I dialed in on occasion to play that. Play Tower of Druaga. I have played Tower of Druaga already. It was called the bonus part of... Tales of Destiny. So I feel like my Tower of Druaga requirements are done. There's no requirements. Did I play it well? Well, I had a FAQ, so I didn't have to worry about the issues that would prevent you from completing it in one go. I will leave it to other people to determine whether I played it well. Right, so there's a reason I play games with facts, because I don't have time for most of them to waste my time. I'll do it for an adventure game, because you're usually not wasting too much time. 20 minutes here or there. But Tower of Druaga would be a few hours of waste. And I ain't down for that. Okay. 1x4 double curved slope there and there. There we go. Yeah, the proper response, I suppose, to "did you play it well" should actually be, stop the tape here and discuss amongst the class. Do you feel he played it well? I mean, I'm sure there's some people who would not like how I played it, so there's that. Guess I got the name Druaga from whatever esoteric text Gygax and Al got Druaga, or they just took him from the... Oh, I am 100% sure they took it from deities and demigods. 100% sure, because I do not know where they got that. Same thing with the Temple of Apshai, the old Temple of Apshai game. Pretty sure that came from that, although I did figure out where that came from. It's from an old, bad translation of the Book of the Dead, but it's only used once. Is this the Age of Aquarius? No, it is not. It is not. May seem like it, but it's not. Don't you love getting the game over because you didn't check your ID card 5 real-time hours ago and 2 painful arcade sequences going around icebergs? Yeah, codename Iceman. Ah. That is such a bad game. It is such a bad game. What was from the Book of the Dead? The name Apshai. Yeah, Mysterious JG and Zerfall recently finished a playthrough of it. They had much worse luck than I did. I don't know if it's because they were playing through ScumVM. I played it through DOSBox. I don't know if that changed like how the RNG operates or something like that, but they had so much worse luck than I did. But they just started the fan kind of send out to it. Kid Named Ice Boy. So definitely go check that out if you guys haven't. Temple of Apshai is an old game. I think C64. Not positive. There's a few, like, it was a series of games, I think. But I have a hard time believing that they independently got Apshai out of a like a 1940s translation of the Book of the Dead. It seems unlikely. Seems unlikely. First game rental, you remember City Connection? It was practically an Atari game. The worst game purchase I ever made was Mario is Missing. That was the moment when I realized that you can't always believe the boxes. There we go. And this goes on right in there. There we go. Mario is Missing was an absolute fun game. Alright, spare parts. 1x1 tile slopes in beige, tan, and sand green. 1x1 plate in sand green. And a 1x1 pyramid peak slope in beige. I did get duped. I absolutely got duped. I played the NES version for... on Retro Variety. So I had the SNES version. I played the NES version. And it's worse. Alright, bag number 7. For part of the head. Red 1x1 plates with clips. Well, it helps that I don't have that available right now, so... I mean, if you guys want to suggest that on Patreon next year... Well, later this year, I suppose I should say. For the next Patron's Choice. That is your prerogative. I would play through it in that case, but I would probably also deride you. Can you believe these people chose this game? Can you believe it? They had the choice of so many good games, and they chose this. Can you believe it? Looks up Apshai and Deities and Demigods. Oh, look, you forgot they let Bastard walk around bare-chested in 1E, yeah. That was a good book. That was a good book. She wasn't the only one. Black 1x1 bricks. There they are. I need to make a drinking game out of it. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. She's the one on the same page as Apshine. Oh, I know. I get that. I know. Probably re-request Suika Gaiden. Understandable. Understandable. That is a good choice. Unlike Mario is Missing. So we have the ball joint here, so I think that this is going to go, this is downward direction here. You never thought of anything to request with your hams. Well, if you think of something now, you'll just have to sign up for Patreon. Mario's Missing needs to be an LP. No, it really doesn't. It really, really, really doesn't. Did I mention that it doesn't? I'm not sure if I mentioned that it doesn't. In case I didn't mention that it doesn't need to be an LP, Mario is Missing does not need to be an LP. Keep thinking of things, then thinking, no, Ald will get frustrated. I mean, that is half of the reason some of those games got chosen in the first place. You cannot request a game with hams. No, not right now. Not since the retro streams went away. How about Carmen Sandiego? I mean, yeah, I've played them. That could be a patron's choice request. You'd probably want to look through the all the billion different Carmen Sandiego games to pick one, but. Because if someone said, Carmen Sandiego, you pick which one, I'm like, no. You pick. From these available systems. Make Ald watch the show and try to beat the contestants. I think that would be a little unfair at this point. Considering that I did watch the show when I was a kid. And I'm also, I don't know, like 30 years older than most of them. You literally pay for it to be an LP if you get the funds to do so. Well, the problem is that I'm open to bribery, but the bribery rate is a lot higher than other things. The easiest way, but it's not. The easiest way is definitely to do the patron's choice. That is the easiest way to get me to play something, but it's also not guaranteed. So, can you add Old Bay to ham? I have no idea. I've never actually had Old Bay. You can add anything to ham whether you like it or not. That's true. That is true. You're not wrong. You can indeed put anything you want on your Twinkie Wiener sandwich, whether or not it tastes good. My god, all that sand green. I know, isn't it wonderful? Isn't it beautiful? See, you can do that, Bahamut. You are allowed. You are capable. It is just terrible. It's a bad idea. It is awful. Whoa, oh boy, hyperventilating. Oh no, Mad Martin. Whoo. Careful, careful there. Getting all hot and bothered by all the beautiful sand green. It is understandable. It is Baby Yoda's head. Admit it, you are too. Well, but I maintain my cool better. Like, I built the Statue of Liberty. What red is that? It's called red. That is standard red. The official Lego name for it is bright red, but it is the classic red. Well, it's being buried, so it doesn't need to be anything special. I mean, it should be, but it's also just red. You were hoping the answer was red. It was, in fact, red. No disappointments. Hashtag no disappointments. See, and as much as I call this dark gray, it's actually dark blay. But I'm lazy, and I don't want to confuse people. It's not like they're going to bring back dark gray, so... Need sleep, that's nothing new. Sleep. I have been up late multiple nights these last few days, working on the videos. Which I know are going to be like, I mean, the amount of audio getting cut out from some of them is pretty ridiculous. I think one, like, I had an episode where I was reading from the UFOpedia, so almost the entire, like, it wasn't the full stream. It was just a chunk of the stream that I'd cut down for, like, to be episode-sized. But basically, like, the entire thing had the claimed music. So I'm pretty sure there's some big muted sections of that one. Just watch in silence, yes. I mean, you can read it yourself, at least, on the video. I mean, I tried to keep, like, I tried to get, like, the smallest pieces muted. Alright, Gilded Tongue, have a good rest of your night. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty crummy. The thing that annoys me the most is that it's just this arbitrary limit of it won't do more than 4 matches, and some of the reasons for the matches, I'm pretty sure, is that because the old system for trying to mute songs wasn't very good. is the right one? It's not the right one. Where are you? There it is. Look at those soulless eyes. But he doesn't have his eyes yet. Hold your horses. These are empty eyes. They don't have eyes yet. They'll have eyes soon. What does the Baby Yoda say? I have no idea. I haven't seen the show. We get to minifigs without you, 16, 10, and 2. All right. There we go. Here's his eyebrows. He is obviously shaved. Probably because he used to have a unibrow. There we go. Alright, so... Oh boy, alright. There's the printing on it. Okay. So there's a very specific positioning that they want on these. There we go. Okay. I believe I have them now. Why does Baby Yoda look like a humanoid avocado dip? Alright. There we go, and... there we go. Now he has actual decorated eyes. See, there's a little bit down there on the bottom. A little bit of brown. Okay. 1 by 3. Where are you? There you are. Right there. Gross how I put those contacts in. Here's his little nose. You know, I could see a pretty neat Mogwai figure kind of done a very similar way to this. There we go. And then for some more face definition over here, bottom of his cheeks. Yeah, I mean, like, just change the colors around. It kind of looks like Gizmo. Okay, rocker hinge, bottom and top, right there. Dark red, 1x1 tile. Just add water. Yeah. And then everyone can have their own Mogwai. There we go. Okay, and then just regular 1x2 curved slopes. Right down here. Okay. Open his mouth a little bit. Okay, this is going to be the first of the ears. Double ball joints. Oh, yeah. Where is the tile slope? There is the tile slope. What about Lego binoculars, Shield of Hope? One by one brick, 1x1 with side stud. Round top 1x2s. Lego Baby Yoda looks terrifying. Well, he's not done yet. So this year they've actually introduced a new version of this. So basically this bottom part, so this is a brick and a plate high. You got 2 plates back here, plate and then plate. And they've removed this bottom plate height, because that's all it is. It's plate height. To give you basically the same thing, but a little bit lower profile. He'll look better when he's finished. He doesn't have his face on right now, you know? There we go. There's that. Inverted 1x2 curved slope. Pair of 1x2 plates. And to get that right there. One by 4 curved slope. And 1x1 plate. Get that right there. 1x6, 2x2 angle plate. Baby Yoda looks like the alien from E.T. You mean E.T.? And that goes right there. Okay, flip it over. Another curved slope. Flip it there, and a 1x4 tile there, and there. And a 1x1 tile up here. Also, the aliens from ET showed up in Star Wars. Yes, yes. In the prequels in the Galactic Senate, which is kind of silly in my opinion, but whatever. All right, and there we go. I've not actually seen them myself. I did not notice it last time I watched. I was looking, but I wasn't, like, looking super hard. So I missed them. Explains why E.T. recognizes Yoda, granted it was a costume. I think that may have been, that may be a retcon. I think that he didn't recognize Yoda so much as thought it was an alien. Didn't look like a human kind of thing. Right, I need that on there. There we go. There we go. Ellicott City phone home? What have you done with Ellicott City? That is a city in Maryland, for those who do not know. It's for all of my my Maryland viewers. You know who you are. You know you're wonderful. Okay, there we go. Let's straighten that. That is not quite straight. There we go. All right. Sounds like a Pokemon city. There we go. Okay, and then on this side, 1x4, 1x4, and another 1x1. There we go. I mean, on a galactic scale, we are. Oh. Okay. I have missed a pair of 1x2s. I know where these three go. Where are the 1x2s going? Uh-oh. I've missed some 1x2s. I don't think we missed them on the ears. see, 1x2s. Where are 1x2s? I got those. Obviously, I got the one under there. Got the ones there. Yeah, obviously I got the ones under there. Would not work otherwise. Yep, got those. No 1x2s there. Keep seeing this ad for TwitchCon. Is that the one with the ball pit? I have no idea. I could not afford to go even if I wanted to. Okay, I do not know where those 1x2s are going. These are here that I forgot to get on there. Yep, no, that's there. Okay. 1x2s. We got those. Because those are back here. Other 1x2s. Maybe I did miss a 1x2 on each of the ears. Oh, got those. Alright. Yep, definitely got those two. There's just one there. There's the two there. I got those, of course. I had to. No 1x2s on that page. None there. None there. None there. Okay, let's see. Any extra 1x2s that I didn't get onto the ears? None so far. So obviously there's the two there. Both of those that I had to get. No, I'm not seeing where these 1x2s are supposed to go. Didn't miss anything on the top of the ear? No. Okay. It doesn't feel like there should be extra 1x2s, but there appear to be extra 1x2s. I'm very, very confused. I didn't have anything else missing. Okay. I will set them aside just in case, but I think they may be extras. Alright, so black 1x1 plate, sand green 1x1 tile, and black 1x1 quarter cylinder tile as extra pieces. And I see nothing else. The Thunderhead is here? Well, go fight it. You might get some XP. I don't know why it's there from my Stara, but, you know, there's got to be a reason. Okay. There we go. Get all of those poured out. And on to bag number 8. Okay. So, there we go. And a 2x2. That's a 2x3. Why does that sound like a Power Rangers Zoid or Villain of the Week? I don't know. I mean, Thunderhead is a term for cloud cover, but it's also a monster in Mystara. So maybe other things have used it as well. Wouldn't surprise me. Alright. A pair of these, which this is another one that they have recently shaved off a plate height from there. There we go. I've never actually seen Power Rangers. I'm a little bit too old for that. Although a lady at one of the commencement speakers at my high school graduation did mention it in her commencement speech, kind of a kids today are just like us when we were kids kind of thing, by saying, isn't Power Rangers just basically just Voltron? I was like, I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I can't say. Power Rangers was unsurprisingly your gay awakening. Okay. So here is what is this oriented at? Here. Yes. Okay. There we go. Okay. Back of the head. So I don't know enough about Power Rangers to know if that was a common thing. According to the forecast, you got 3 more hours of thunderstorms. Ooh. Well. Thunderstorms are rarely bad where I live, although they can occasionally spawn tornadoes. But they're only F0, maybe F1 if it gets really bad. Which can still kill, still can be dangerous, causes damage, but... Tornadoes are rare here. When they do touch down, they don't last long. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of similar here. We're not in Tornado Alley. but we do get them on occasion. Tornadoes are basically rare everywhere outside of Tornado Alley in North America. Like, it's actually really interesting just how strange it is. There's some minor tornado alleys in other parts of the world, but nothing like North America. Have I prepared for another New Madrid quake? Oh, always. I'm always prepared. And by prepared, I mean ready to go. Woohoo! That's how you prepare for a quake, right? Pretty sure. And the alley is shifting east. Oh, goody. My favorite. I'm east. That's bad. Although I think the Appalachian Mountains will probably block it. I don't think it's going to get past that. Ah, thank you, Appalachians. You are wonderful. That's what I think until you remove them. Why would you do that? Why? Why would you remove the lovely Appalachian Mountains, the best mountains in the world? The beautiful, lovely Appalachian Mountains. Channel all the tornadoes into Maryland. Probably just Hagerstown there. Oh well. Well, okay. So if you're gonna do that, can you just turn them into the Panhandle of Maryland? No one cares about Garrett County. So you can have Adirondack supremacy. There was a funny thing that someone did a calculation because West Virginia signed a law saying that they would welcome Garrett County, and I think the other one, is it Washington? I think it is. County, if they wanted to leave Maryland, which is not legal. They can't. But the funny thing is that if the Panhandle of Maryland shifted to West Virginia, the average per capita income of both states would go up. Which is kind of sad. You're playing Stellaris, randomly got a research option for a cavitation cannon, so now you're just seeing your ships just randomly turn into a mantis ship. Why not West Virginia left? What? I'm confused. Counterpoint West Virginia right? I'm confused. They left Virginia, so why can't other parts of states leave? That was a bit of a different situation. Because Virginia was part of an insurrection. And West Virginia chose not to insurrect. And it's kind of an important element of it. Kind of, you know, a little bit. There might have been a law passed to allow it, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at stuff about that. I don't think it was just that part, but yeah, I mean, if Maryland chose to become an insurrectionist state and the Panhandle decided not to, then yeah, it could break off and join West Virginia at that point, I suppose. Probably would be fine, but that is also not going to happen. Alright, get that right in there. There we go. Alright, turn it around. Now let's get the crown of his head. Another 3x3 plate. I do really like 3x3 plates. They're pretty cool. Alright, there we go. And that goes right on there. One by four tile slopes, or curved slopes, I should say. Two dark gray 1x2 plates. 1x3 curved slope. One by three plate. 1x3 curved slopes. And 1x2 plate with 1x4 and 1x2 curved slopes. Put that right on there. Oops. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I need to get better at paying attention to when ads are happening during these streams. That is something that I have turned on, the automatic ad breaks, right as Alt started talking. Need to turn this from Baby Yoda to a Unicron head. Well, he can eat. Arrgh. Yes, phone. I know. There was a text message. I will get to it after the stream. There we go. Got his little forehead on now. So he can bob his head backwards and forwards. Okay. Now, 2x2 boat stud, 2x2 dome, blue 1x2 cylinder plate, and then a pair of half spheres. It's a bobblehead. Almost, yes. Almost is. There we go. They've used these for, like, large globes and stuff like that. And that goes into his hand. So he can play ball. Just like all the good kids. Okay, and then we make the sign. Because we believe in a sign of Zeta. Or in this case, a sign of Grogu. Okay, and 1x2 curved slopes to give it a little bit of a footing. That's a Pokeball. Alright. So we take the half tile here. A sticker would go on that I'm not going to put on. The child. Homeworld. Unknown. Species. Unknown. Age. 50. Height. 0.337 meters. Primary associate, The Mandalorian. And favorite toy, Razor Crest Shifter Knob. Okay, and 1x2 plates with bars. One by 4 inverted curved slopes. And 1x1 plates on the cutouts. It looks creepy and not cute from this angle. Alright. And we get our Baby Yoda on there. Alright, so, 2 spare 1x2 sand green plates, unless I missed where they're supposed to go. And a blue 1x1 cylinder plate as spare parts. So that would be the little sign there. We put our little Baby Yoda on, and there we go. Okay, let me just zip through to the end, make sure, there we go. All right, make sure that is the end. Okay. There we go. See, he can turn his head. He can play with his little ball. He can move his other little fingers. And his ears can droop down when he's sad because someone said he's not very cute from a certain angle. Baby Yoda looks terrifying. He's just looking into your soul, Bahamut. Just looking into your soul. So I'm not exactly sure why the head can move back and forth. I guess it's to give it some more... Yeah, if it didn't move back forward, he couldn't lift his head up too high. Now make Gizmo. It wouldn't surprise me if we get a Gizmo one of these days. Now this is a real knife ear. There we go. All right. Let's bring this Baby Yoda back in here. Right there. All right. Well, before we wrap up for the night, it is going to be... let's actually put him here. There we go. All right, let's get out our minifigs to do some guessing. We're still down 1 from 14. The series 14. And D20 to see which one we choose. You must be off? All right, Mad Martin, have a good rest of your night. Thank you very much for coming on out. That is a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So let's go ahead and start our prediction. Try not to get my cord caught. Jeez. Ugh. There we go. All right. Let me get that prediction started. Start a prediction. Can all guess what is inside the minifig pack? Let's go. And let me go ahead and roll a die to see which one we got. 4. All right, that is the witch. Go ahead and get my... Where is my timer? There is my timer. You did indeed make it to the minifigs, Lord Canis. Where's little bunny to vote no? I don't know. Someone else may have to vote no. Get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? Also, let me see if any more videos have finished processing. Yes! Yes, we have some more that have finished processing for the next leg. Now I can go in and see if I can get another round going. Oh God, okay. Still have to look at that one. So that one I can't just do. Rude. Very rude. Now how about this one? Nope. Alright, still gotta look at that one. Yeah, the rest are still going. That's annoying. I think they may have found some more matches as I was going. All in the post-processing peril. Yup. Guess one is a Minotaur pod racer? Had to say her name 3 times. Yep. Speak her name and she will appear. All right. Predictions are closed. A Leonin Sith Lord. I'm not sure if there are any Leonins in Star Wars. All right. And go. Let's see. What do we got? What do we have? That is something big. Could that be... Could that be that? Yes. Okay, I think it is. All right. 15.86. I believe we have the Plant Man. I don't think so, Lel Bunny. We're just joking. You hadn't said anything in a little while, so I think people thought that you had to step away. All right. Yes, it is the Plant Man. I felt the plant head. Actually, is that a plant lady? No, that's a Plant Man. All right. So, that was 15.86. Let's choose the outcome. Within 20 seconds, complete that prediction. And... Kinshir, Ice Oven, and Vigistry getting all the hams. Very nice. Abcody, Lord Canis going for 20 to 50. Shield of Hope going for 50 to 60. And Bahamut and Lel Bunny going for no. Alright, let's go ahead and get our plant person made. I do like that the vine decorations do go down from the torso to the legs. Actually, it wraps around there. That's actually pretty nice. And this one actually comes around, like there's no printing on the side here, but it does technically go that way. That's cool. Hadn't noticed that with the last one that we got. There's no other face for him. Not sure if this is supposed to be a costume or if he's turning into a plant man. But this might mean that his hands have turned into vines as well. Alright, so that is our second plant man. There we go. Some sort of Batman C-tier villain when Poison Ivy is indisposed. If he didn't have a frightened face, I might agree. But I think it's supposed to be someone who's turning into a plant. Alright, so the Lego Movie series. Oh, right, I need a D6, and that 20 isn't going to cut it anyway. Alright, so 5, so we're going down here. 13, I'm not sure that we have 13, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nope. Alright, since there's only 12, let's actually get a D12. Alright, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Alright. So, let's start a new prediction. Can all guess what is inside the minifig pack? Let's go. Alright, Nadaroge AI got a 10. That would be the barista. 1 for Ice Oven. That would be the cyborg Madame. 7 for Ab Cody. That would be the Scribble Cop. 16 for Vigistry. That would be the Mermaid. And a Bahamut 1 again. Also the cyborg Madame. And I will roll as well for an 8. Just rolled right up on there. So that would be William Shakespeare. A Leonin Lego Building Master and a Minotaur Galactic Smuggler. Alright, get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? Get my timer reset as well. There we go. Can't remember if I got the old Yoda figure that's about a similar size, but less of an interesting build. I'm trying to remember. I think I did. I mean, if you think Baby Yoda looks freaky, that Yoda was that was a thing. Isn't or wasn't Batman very understanding of his villains? I mean, he could be. He could be. I think it really depended on the villain in particular. Alright, about 20 seconds to go. Get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? Almost ready to go. Okay, and predictions are closed. Alright. And go. Let's see. That's that. That doesn't help me any. That doesn't help me any. What is this down here? That is something curved. Oh, all right. Ooh, just over the line, 20.67. I believe that we have the Robo Prospector. I felt his pistol. Yes, yes we do. All right. Oh, I was wondering what he was wearing. Oh, it's a coonskin cap. I was wondering what it was. There was no, can't really, you couldn't see the tail on that. Get that beard on there. He's got his little dynamite. He's got his pistol. You thought Plant Man had the pistol? He does, but he doesn't have a pistol. So this is soft plastic, kind of a rubbery plastic. So let's go ahead and zoom in on him real fast. Properties. Configure video. There we go. So the torso definitely could be used for some sort of Wild West guy. Like, swap out the head, maybe the hands, and definitely would look like a regular Wild West guy. A coonskin cap. I was not expecting to get a coonskin cap out of this. Can't really have it, like, go to the side. His mouth is a crossword puzzle. He's missing a couple robo-teeth. But yeah, very interesting figure. Very interesting figure. I thought that this was just like a weird round hat or hair or something like that, but it's a coonskin cap. That's cool. Alright. So up there, let's go ahead and mark him down. That is a first of that one that we've gotten. Alright, and finally, let me actually put this other one away real fast. There we go. Alright. I might need a D8, but nope, that is a 5, so we're going to the lower register. And that is 5 as well, so whoop, out of that one comes. And move all of these up. All right. Get out the scale. And let's... Oh, I forgot to choose the outcome. That was 20.67, so that was 20 to 50 seconds. Who's getting the hams? I always get excited when I get a new figure, so I do tend to forget the results there. So let's see. Howdy, Baby Spock. How's it going? That was Abcody, Vigistry, and Lord Canis getting the hams. Very nice. Bahamut and Kinshir going for within 20 seconds. Shield of Hope going for 50 to 60. And Lel Bunny going for no. All right. So for the final one, let's go ahead and get a new prediction going. Old is like a puppy with a new bone. I mean, when there's something neat and cool about it, yeah, definitely. So go ahead and get your predictions in. 9 for Vigistry. That would be the Cupid. This is the Knight's final guess. It's assured to be correct. A Minotaur Tatooine trader who deals with Jawas. I don't know that there are any Minotaurs on Tatooine. Don't know. Don't think so. Alright, get your predictions in. Let me go ahead and get the scanner up. Oh, actually, let's get over to the sheet for it as well. And scanner. If you say there are Minotaurs, there are Minotaurs. I just feel like George Lucas might have something to say about that. Okay. Few seconds remaining. Get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? Or in this case, a minifig box. I will roll the dice, the die. Then I'll make the guess, and then we will weigh it. Too bad he sold it and he can't say anything now. Alright, predictions are just about closed. Say what 2 is? What? Alright, predictions are closed. Alright, so let's go ahead and roll the dice. The die. That is an 8. So that would be the boogeyman. Oh, you had 2 for your die roll. Ah, sorry. That is the Wolfpack Beastmaster. Alright, let's go ahead and shake it and make a guess. All right, my guess is long border, number 7. So let's see if the weight concurs. 16.25. So it is definitely not the long border. Looks like it might be the hamster fan. Yeah, that is going to be the hamster fan. You're being... that's fine. I sometimes I miss these things. All right. So, the weight set indicates the hamster fan. Let's see if that is correct. Yep, hamster costume fan. All right. So let's go ahead and open it to verify it. And then we will actually remember to choose the results. Yeah, that is the hamster fan. Okay. And choose the outcome. That is yes with weight. Complete that prediction. And Lord Canis and Baby Spot getting the hams. Very nice. Bahamut and Ice Oven going for yes with guess. Shield of Hope going for yes with die roll. And Vigistry and Lel Bunny going for no. So we got some dual molded hands. Make him happy, or her happy. I'm not sure if that's a... yeah, it's a him. There's the hamster hat. That is also dual molded. I'm impressed at the dual molding. There's like no line between these parts. It is fairly smooth. And we have the slice of cucumber that we got with the Friends set that we made the other week. All right, let's go ahead and zoom in. There we go. Look how happy he is to be a hamster. Doesn't he just seem so happy? Has a little tail on the back. I mean, Lel Bunny, that's touches. Cucumber. It's a big cucumber. Yeah, it's a big slice of cucumber. Cucumber. It is a very cute outfit. Very cute outfit. Yeah, he can hamster dance. All right, and we get a spare slice of cucumber. Cucumber. All right. So let's go ahead and mark that one down. There we go. Why does the hamster have a lime? I just said that's a cucumber. It's a cucumber. It's not a lime, it's a cucumber. I'll zoom in again. It's a cucumber. They have a different pattern of printing for citrus slices. It would look different. I don't know if they've done limes, though, now that I think about it. They may have. They've definitely done oranges and lemons. It takes a lot to get demonetized. Alright, but that is our last minifig for the night. And with that, Baby Yoda will say goodnight. I don't actually know if he speaks during the show. So he can close his mouth. He can also open his mouth really wide. He has a gray tongue, apparently. You can also be sad because everyone's going away. But it is that time. So with that, we will be wrapping it up here. As I've said before, there is a new All Dragon VODs channel, so do go there for these VODs from now on. I will put a link in the description again, in the chat again, and I will also have, well, not links in the description here because people already have gone to them. But that is going to wrap us up for tonight, so let me see if there's anyone to raid. Let's go ahead and bricken together. Finishing up the T-Rex dinosaur fossil. So let's go ahead and head over that way. I want to thank you guys for coming out. We will be back on Friday to start the typewriter. We'll be back on Saturday for some more Spelljammer. Next Monday, we will be back for some more Suikoden Remastered. And we'll be back to build something else next Wednesday. See you then, everyone.